Best way to make a flight is the same as Osaka. Ah, nice name. Useful be up there. Noodles. Good morning, 3 o'clock here in Base Israel area. Morning, what's your name?
Meir.
Meir, right.
Morning all good guys.
Follow the travels. Just arrived at Yitzchok Navon, train station in Yerushalayim. Here we are with Chesky Lichman, my travel friend for the next 2 weeks. It's only recently that they have trains throughout the night, which is much more convenient than taking a bus. It takes 20 minutes instead of like an hour. Ben Gurion Airport, always very, very busy on a Sunday morning. Queued up for like almost 2 hours. In the Lego shop, they have the Eiffel Tower. We're on our way to Paris now. And then they have the Taj Mahal, which is for later on in the trip. Just bought a big breakfast in Cafe Roma. We'll be flying for the next day and a half, and I'm not sure how good the plane meal is going to be. So I'm going to stock up on some food now. Just having Chakras here in the lounge, because the next time we're not going to be on a plane is going to be already Chakras for the next day. So our first flight is going to be to Paris, a 5-hour flight from Tel Aviv. Then we have a 1.5-hour stopover, and our second flight is 13 hours, the longest flight I've ever done. And it's going to be all the way to Osaka, Japan.
Emergency exits.
Our first flight was delayed an hour and a half, so I have 10 minutes to catch this connection. I'm going to dive on and make this. Oh gosh. If we make this flight, it's completely Nissan. So, best way to make a flight is the same as Osaka. Train, hurry up. Train, hurry up. I just asked security. We've got 2 minutes to the gate closing. Can we go ahead? Oh no, it's good, it's good. Seriously? If I miss my flight because of her, I am not going to be happy. Officially, boarding's closed already, and the one time my friend gets stopped is now. I'm going to wait for him. Please, Hashem, let's get this flight. They very kindly waited for us. I'm just slightly out of breath. I'm the second to last guy getting on the plane. The last guy is going to be my friend. Oh boy. Kitayv Hashem, thank you so much for making me make this flight. Wow, Chesky, crazy. Big thank you, Hashem, we made it. Wow, that was madness, I'm sure you could see. But Hashem, we're on a plane, 13-hour flight to Osaka, Japan. I'm not sure if you can hear the video beforehand, but I'm saying that the way to make a flight is by saying Nizma L'Soda, speak to Hashem, and I did that. And of course, Hashem, listen to my tefillas. It's Sunday night now. Haven't slept. It's Shabbos. Last time I slept was Shabbos afternoon. So I'm going to try and keep into some body clock and go to bed now at night. Hopefully in the morning I won't be so jet lagged. Last 30 minutes of the flight, the adrenaline is kicking in. Very, very excited to see Japan. We've just landed in Osaka, Japan. Osaka translates as large hill or large slope, and that is because there's mountains on all 3 sides. So that's why it's like sort of a large slope. Only recently they've opened up for tourists, so they've got a whole COVID situation set up. I've got my pass and they're happy for me to enter. I think we're the only people in the airport not wearing masks. I think I've got a bit of social pressure to put a mask on. I have fallen in for social pressure. I've put on a mask. Dark grey. It's an IT luggage. We lost our suitcase because of that short little connection. And the problem is by the time it gets to Japan, we're going to be in our next destination. So I've arranged our cases to go to the next place. We wanted to take a train to really embrace the culture, but we'd have to wait an hour. And since we're only here for a day, we're not going to waste time and we're taking a taxi. Just arrived in one of those famous areas of Osaka called Dotonbori. I would describe it as a collaboration between Venice and Times Square. You've got the water going through in the middle, and you have all these huge billboards. What's your name? Ah, nice name, nice name.
I'll go to New York. Yeah, I'll see you there.
I'm not sure what's going on. I think it's story time or something. I only noticed this afterwards, but because the Japanese people are so respectful, they were bending down not to disturb my video. Osaka is the 3rd biggest city in Japan, and it's most famously known for the food, which unfortunately we won't be trying, but I'm definitely smelling lots of very interesting food around here. Must be a very famous restaurant. There's a huge queue to go inside. The restaurant showcase what they have inside by having like a big sculpture outside of the fish or whatever they're serving there. Japan are very, very famous for their vending machines. Wherever you go, they have loads of them. Not sure why there's a fire station in the middle of here. It doesn't seem to be the best place to have it. I'm getting a lot of zacha for every restaurant I don't eat by. So tempting, all this interesting Asian food. Hello, hello, hello. We ordered some beers, want to try some Japanese beer, but we've got 3 waters instead of 3 beers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Trying out a Japanese beer which you can't get in England, called Kirin beer. Let's see what it's like. I think Belgium can learn something from Japan, how to make the beers. Here in Osaka, they're very into their Ferris wheels. They have one of the biggest ones in the world, and they definitely have the coolest one right behind me. One thing I forgot to mention, that Japan is very, very expensive. As expensive, not more expensive than New York. I just took out 10,000 expecting a wad of cash. All I got was this. Using the Japanese metro. Quietly on the metro. Most people are silent, but if they do talk, it's very, very quietly amongst themselves. We're heading towards Osaka Castle, one of the most famous tourist attractions here in Osaka. Here we've made it to Osaka Castle, built almost 500 years ago. And when you think castle, you don't think of this building. This is the Japanese version of a castle. Beautiful view up here. I'll almost say it was worth climbing up. Today is coming of age day in Japan. I'm not sure exactly what they're celebrating, but you see that lady behind me is specially dressed for the occasion. Lippy, was that the most fascinating structure you've ever seen?
By far the best, but only because you were there, Robin.
Right. We just took the equivalent of a London black cab, but the black Japanese cab. The people here are extremely friendly, extremely helpful, at the same time quite introverted, very quiet, don't talk that much. And in a lot of places they have these divisions in restaurants, in bars, so people can be by themselves. With all the travelling and jet lag, I almost missed putting on tefillin. I've never missed putting tefillin on in my life, and I caught it by a few minutes before Shkia. Touring Osaka was kind of a bonus because it was a stopover. Now we have a 1-hour flight to take us to Tokyo. Flying Japan Airlines, beautiful airline. Only problem is you need to wear a mask. Hello, hello. Just landed into Tokyo. I fell asleep before takeoff and only woke up well after landing. Slept like a baby. It's really hard to use the public transport here. If you don't read or speak Japanese, if only I would have listened a bit more in my Japanese lessons in school. We're heading towards our hotel. Unfortunately, Chabad was closed, so we have to find something else to eat tonight. Whatever you say here, they're gonna laugh. Yeah, for 2 days no sleep. Checking into our Capsule hotel. Process number 1 is taking off our shoes and putting on some clogs. Step number 2 is we get these pajamas to wear. I think you have to wear them. Then we get to the locker room section and you put our stuff away, and then we have a little bag for the stuff we want to take into the capsule. So here we've changed into these funny clothes. Absolutely massive, I could fit half our family inside it. This is the complimentary food. Don't think they have Cardassia here. So one floor is for the showers, the other floor is for food, drink, working space. The top floor is where all the capsules are. We're gonna go check out in a minute. Behind us is where we'll have a shower. We're gonna go check out the bedrooms. We have to be super quiet because the bedrooms are literally paper thin, so we don't want to wake anyone up. If you want a fan for your room, take one over here. This is my supper for tonight. A few noodles. I'm so tired, I'm not even hungry. Very good value for money. You obviously get the bed, you have a spa, you have unlimited food, drink, even alcohol. will be sleeping tonight. And behind me you have a ventilation system, and over here you have like some kind of alarm clock. You can control the light of the room, make it light or darker, just like that. The way I look at it, if I had such space on a plane, I would be over the moon. So I should be over the moon that I've got this for tonight. Really isn't that claustrophobic here. Quite a lot of space. But if you're the kind of person who needs a lot of space, I do not recommend it. But I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna have to sleep. Good night, everyone.